And we're live.
Hello guys, welcome back. It's David here, and you may or may not have seen this young man.
It might have happened.
It might have happened. Nick went viral a few times. Not the virus, the viral.
Yeah, not that one.
We have some older fans out there who may be a little confused. Explain what viral means, sir.
I don't think I know.
Viral means that you got a lot of views, man. You got a lot of fans. People come in here now, they're like, David who? We want to see Nick.
Yeah, I didn't even wear my name tag because of that. He's got his on. But
100%. I got to wear my name tag. No one will know who I am if I don't wear my name tag. All right. Today's show is on gaming etiquette, specifically casino gaming etiquette, not like Mario go-kart etiquette.
Not with a controller?
Although you might know a lot about the controller etiquette,
maybe
casino
a keyboard.
gaming etiquette?
Yeah.
Oh, a keyboard?
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about casino gaming etiquette, what to, like the kind of the do's and don'ts around the casino floor, and more specifically the tables. We get asked a lot of questions. So here at Casino Quest, of course, we teach you strategies. We help you learn the games. But there's a lot of etiquette that plays out.
A lot.
There's a lot, and it's easy to piss off other players.
Super easy.
If you don't use etiquette, the proper etiquette at the casino. And don't forget, we have Dennis on the equipment. There he is. Wow, that was a quick turnover, dude. I don't know.
Well, actually, I'm focusing on something else.
Oh, you are? So you're like, quick, let it go? Okay. So we're going to let people come in. So as you know, we have this extensive link tree, just so you know, where you can get to everything that we have to offer. And today we are going to be giving away some stuff. So we're going to give away the lanyards. So our birthday bash, we have some extra lanyards. We got some ceramic chips. And if we get to those 200, we're going to give away a hat. We're going to give away this white hat, Casino Quest hat. It seems to be a favorite. I'm not the biggest fan of the white hats, man. They're too easy to get dirty. And I need a black hat.
If your head sweats too much, then maybe not. But
well, at least fit a big head. Dude.
Yeah.
You can sweat it. Oh, yeah, if your head sweats.
If it's sweaty, it might not be the best option. But
oh, my God. Yeah, why? Well, you know why we have him here? Because he's got a lot of hair.
Yeah.
He's young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, he checks off all the boxes of the other crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've got the older crowd, sir. You can take over our younger generation. Oh, God.
Yeah, like Dennis.
Oh, wait, we have Dennis. My bad. I forgot about Dennis.
Poor Dennis.
It's so easy. It's so easy.
Poor Dennis.
Look at all that hair. Holy crap, dude. Oh,
pretty
my
good
God.
haircut.
All right.
It's a great haircut.
Let's move on. First of all, let's say hello to everybody. Thank you so much for being part of this experience with us. We're just getting through with our birthday bash. Some of you are still in recovery mode.
Oh, yeah.
We lost a ton of money over the course of 1 day, 2 days.
Major donk, dude.
It was a lot of donkage. That craps table, that reserve craps table, did not light us up like we thought.
Ice cold. Pretty much the whole time.
There's going to be some stories about Dennis. Dennis played it out pretty well. He was there for 6 hours, dude. 6 hours playing squeeze play.
Stuck.
And he was.
Yeah.
So, by the way, that in itself tells you that it works because he played on one bankroll for 6 hours on a $10 table. That's hard to do sometimes. You know what I mean? He was only in $140.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just kidding. He was in. He saved up his money from Keno.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Jeez.
you know he
That's
did.
all you had to say. That was the trigger word.
He's giving me the hate look for those of you listening on Spotify. He's giving me a lot of hate.
Oof.
Just before we move on, real quickly, we're gonna get to the gaming etiquette. Do we have any other announcements? I don't think so. I think we're good. We're flying by the seat of our pants here. Other than the fact that Dennis's first big win was on Keno, sir. Okay.
When are you gonna let
His
that
first
go?
hand
Jesus
pay is
Christ!
like
Like,
keto.
like
Let it go. Let it go.
And his first codfish. No. Okay. All right. Let's move on. All right.
it's like every 2 minutes. I gotta hear about it.
It's important.
It's a
dude,
fluke.
because he tries
He's
to.
lying.
People don't understand, dude. People don't understand. But we definitely want to thank again. We want to thank Westgate for being a fantastic host. They gave us a fantastic suite. I think we had a lot of fun. It was very accommodating. They had all the tables we needed. They didn't pay 2-to-1 on blackjacks or stuff like this, so we missed out.
They didn't just give out money to us.
Yeah, they weren't just, but they really comped a lot of us. So most of us didn't have to pay for our rooms.
Oh, yeah.
So they were able to comp that. So we had, and to find out they have downtown odds on their slots and their Keno, fantastic. I'm going to be back. Okay, let's get to it. Ready? Gaming etiquette. So we're going to start on the outside. We're going to work ourselves inside of an everyday casino. You are my player, sir. If you don't know, Nick works here. He is the store manager for Casino Quest here in Las Vegas at the Fashion Show Mall. and he is I taught him how to deal. He's actually a fantastic dealer, dude. You can hold your own with anybody.
Sometimes.
But not sometimes. You're doing a fantastic job. But he's a player, and we're gonna express this stuff so that you can understand it. And we'll get some feedback from you and be like what you're gonna say. Do we have any questions yet? Is there anything I need to address? Are all the regular people out there?
All the regular people out there, but we do have a super chat.
Whoa, super chat.
Gus gave us $4.99. Says, "Hey guys, I sent the chaps for David. Can't wait to see him out on those things. And see you guys in October."
You, and you. They're in the back, bro. Are those the canvas ones? The rawhide leather chaps? Is that the one that I saw? Is that it?
You're asking me like I know,
Okay,
like we've been in
'cause I
cahoots
didn't
and
pull
we've
them
been
out
talking
because
about
I went
it.
to touch them,
Huh.
and then I was like, man, that's gonna scratch. That might chafe a little bit, just so you know. Okay. It's gonna look great.
It's gonna
though,
look
dude.
great.
It's gonna look fantastic, dude. I mean, that's gonna be the new point of view. I might be able to start an OnlyFans site just with those chaps, dude. It could be that good. You know what I mean?
Chaps and craps.
I might have to
Not
join
bad.
Alex in his hot tub. Do you know Alex has to get a hot tub now on Twitch? He's got to play casino
Gus
games.
says yes, that's them.
That is them?
Oh.
Oh my god. Those are going to be a little rough, dude. I'm going to get a little chafed. Oh my god. They're like rawhide leather, like canvas. You know what I mean? Rawhide leather, dude. That's going to be rough.
There's people saying hello.
Hello, everybody. All right, let's get to it. Okay, ready? You ready, sir? All right, we're going to
Let's
start
do it.
from the outside in. We're going to work ourselves into the casino. So let me ask you this, because you're someone who just dresses to a T.
Yeah. like that.
By the way, tell them, what kind of shoes do you wear?
Oh, dude, I wear a lot of different things, but Crocs.
He wears Crocs.
Some of my favorite, those Crocs, dude. If you guys haven't seen them, bright purple. They match the CQ purple that there. And I got Dice and Vegas logos all over them. It's great.
Yeah.
I wish I could wear them more.
He came to me and he's like, yeah, you think this is okay? And I was like, what do I care? I don't give a shit. I mean, as long as you have a Casino Quest shirt, like
Yeah.
we really don't pay too much attention to the pants, dude. The pants are a thing. We've had meetings where people have like sort of looked at us weird because we weren't dressed up for the meeting, and I'm like, focus on other stuff, dude. We're
Okay,
here to
time
do
to
business.
actually go to the topic.
Huh? We're
Time to go to
on
the-
the topic. All right, back to the topic. All right. So here's the thing. As far as the dress code goes, there's not a lot of dress codes in Vegas. It really just depends. A lot of local markets, not much of a dress code. There are some places that want you to dress a little better. There are casinos out here that are a little more, I would say, debonair or bougie. Like I wouldn't necessarily do the flip-flops and shorts, Bahamas shorts at the Bellagio. But that's kind of where it starts. Some people are going to disagree. A lot of people just like to go down in their pajamas and they play. But, for some people that are in the gambling, community, let's say, it comes across as being a little tacky and rude. Back in the day, years ago, a lot of us that are older, we remember the days when you would dress up to go out to the casino or go out to eat.
Super nice. Tuxedos sort of deal.
Ridiculously nice.
Yeah.
We went to the grand opening of Circa. And Circa told us, oh, yeah, it's a black tie event. And we're like, are you sure? Because I don't have a black tie type of thing. You know what I mean? I didn't have the upgraded suit. And so sure enough, they're like, no, you have to come, black tie event. It's got to be. So I went and got a tailored suit. You know what I mean? So I could be, tailored suit, black tie. Because black tie doesn't just mean black tie. It means a nice, the black,
ensemble.
the whole thing. And of course, we show up there, and there's a guy with a tuxedo T-shirt on and shorts and flip-flops right in front of us, dude.
Where's the sports book?
I should have known better. This is Las Vegas, man. No one dresses up to go to the casino anymore. It's not a thing. You know what I mean? And me and Alex are sitting there going, damn it. I could have spent $20 and spray painted my suit on my T-shirt and been done. You know what I mean? So as far as etiquette goes, it's not much of a thing anymore, other than the fact that if I'm going to VIP or I have something that's reserved, or I might dress up to kind of fit in and be part of the community as it were. I might not come as the tacky dude, although you never know. All right. So the next part of this is, you ready? So what would you wear? Here, let me ask you, what would you wear?
Dude, you guys remember those Crocs I was talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I love those, dude.
Really?
Those.
You would
and I'll
wear a
show
suit
up-
and Crocs?
Not a suit. I just show up in shorts. I don't care. I'm not dressed.
I thought you were about to say you were going to show up in just Crocs.
Oh yeah, well that works too. That happens in Vegas.
Nothing else, just Crocs.
Yeah, just the Crocs. No socks. Nothing
You
like
could
this.
do that downtown in your underwear and get get your kicks,
you'll be
kicking
fine.
the balls guy.
Yeah,
you can be that dude. All right, well, all right. So you're inside the casino. We finally figured out what to wear. Many casinos now you can't bring your kids.
Yeah,
That's not so much etiquette thing, other than having your kids. Obviously, you can't have people underage at the table. You leave your kids at home, leave the stroller at home. But it's interesting. There are casinos that have different opinions about phones. So having your phone out and using your phones inside a casino space varies based on the casino. So it used to be you couldn't use it at all in the sports book. In fact, that's many of the cases now. Sports books or poker. But using your phone around a table is not so much a bad thing anymore. It used to be you couldn't use your phone. Once they first came out, but they were afraid of people using their cameras. But the phones have become so interactive. We use it for literally everything, right? And game protection has changed and it has been upgraded to accommodate the kind of the phone use. But it's considered pretty rude if you're sitting there on a conversation while playing blackjack, or you're on a crap table and you're trying to have a conversation. Again, it takes away from when people are there. They're there to play. They're not there to listen to your conversation. If you want to have a conversation, you can have someone throw you a towel to cover your chips or reserve your seat. You can walk away and use your phone. You know what I mean? I go to the gym a lot, and I'm always surprised that when people go to the gym, they're just sitting there on the phone the whole time. They're not working out, I should say, next to me, and they're just talking. It's just distracting to me. I want to go to the gym, want to focus, get the hell out of there. I don't want to listen to some guy's laundry list or his date night. What I mean?
They're taking up space.
They're taking up space. So what do you think? You think that's someone on their phone? Do you think that's a rude expression?
Oh yeah, dude. If I'm trying to, I'm sitting there squeeze playing on craps or something like this. I mean, the last thing I want to hear is somebody, someone's arguing with their wife. Or they got to pick up their kids, but they're here at the table, sort of deal. So keep the phone away. Keep the phone in your pocket or turn it on silent. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Because then you get a ringtone like mine that's going off, and mine's not necessarily the lightest to your ear.
No. And then it goes off, and then it rings.
Yeah.
It can be jarring. You're on a few drinks. And, casinos are a darker space, right?
Yeah.
And so things are... I've been in a pit one time. I was a floor supervisor, and this guy on one end of the pit is sitting there screaming at his wife, who's at the other end of the pit, and they're on their phones. But meanwhile, they're screaming so loud they could just be talking to each other. They don't actually have to be on their phones. It seemed kind of pointless. And at that point, clearly it took security to engage with them and get them sort of moved away. But it seemed, why don't you just yell at each other across the pit? I don't know. It's a bit odd, but. I find phones very distracting. I think as far as etiquette goes, not having your phone at the table is a big one, or just keeping your pocket, turning it off. If you're there to play. If someone calls you, let them buzz you. You can walk away from the game, handle your business, and come back. I think that's a no-brainer. All right, you ready? Because we're gonna get down. We're gonna drill it down to the standard. We're gonna drill it down to the table-specific etiquette. Because I think from a dealer perspective, that's the thing that kind of pokes out.
There's a lot. There's quite a lot per each game.
Each game varies. Every game is different.
Yeah,
every game has a little different protocols. So, but there are some general things. So one of the things is cash money, right? So people have different types of cash money. I would say, as from an etiquette standpoint, if you have a lot of cash money to redeem, sometimes depending upon the casino, it's better to do that at the cage, especially if it's small bills. Makes it a lot easier on the dealer. It's not a big deal if you come with checks and you check change. So, for example, if you have $10,000 to spend and you go up to the cage, you get a stack of yellow, not a stack, half a stack of yellow, and then you walk up to the games and check change. I will say, from a dealer perspective, we love that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Us running down lots of change all the time, if you come with cash, can be cumbersome. I've had someone buy in for $10,000 in small bills on a dead crap table. I know I've shared this story a few times. And he brought it from a backpack. So right away, red flags. If you have your money in a backpack, make sure you know where it came from. If it came from some dude on the corner and you can't justify that you got a backpack full of cash, the etiquette there is probably not to come to the casino. Don't play. You know what I mean? But so we originally were going to send him to the cage, and he didn't want to buy in at the cage. His bucket list was literally to buy in, collect all these tokes. And he was a tipped employee. He was from California. He came to the table, and his dream was always just to play this $10,000 on a crap table. And they accommodated him. There's no doubt. But if you're coming in 10,000 in small bills, take it to the cage, let the cage color you up, or give you some chips for that, and then come to the table with the chips.
Yeah.
The other way to do it is just to put it on deposit, and have that marker up the game. You know what I mean? You have 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, and they can mark up that action at the game, and they can use your money that's on deposit against what you're playing on the table. Makes everything nice and easy. There's no cash. You just push out the chips.
Yeah.
You follow? So this is an amenity that's available to a lot of players. A lot of people don't know that this is available. They're not familiar with how the safe boxes work and the market play works. It's not just for credit. It could also be for cash that you have on deposit at the casino. So if you're a high value player, that's always an opportunity for you. The other thing is, quite simply, don't buy into a game in the middle of anything.
Yeah. If there's something going on, don't do it.
Right.
Please don't.
I mean, and I know there's a lot of players I know out there who will applaud this one, because it's interesting when we had out this at this dice game the other day. We were at Westgate. We had a VIP. It was all fans of the channel, people we knew, and of course everything was very social. Everyone was being very respectful. No one was interfering in the roles. But I can't tell you how many times, like especially on a crap table, even on a blackjack table, really any game, when someone comes up and they think they're the center of the universe. They walk up to the table. They have cash. They throw it on the table, and something is going on. And then if there's a negative outcome, it's that person created that negative outcome.
It's their fault.
It's their fault.
Yeah.
7 outcomes, or dealer ends up with a blackjack, natural blackjack, you know what I mean?
That's it.
Or they have a royal flush with aces on a Pai Gow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like this. It's always your fault because you interfered with whatever was going on. You took away from the karma of that game.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, I don't blame them for blaming you. I think it's just seriously rude to always think that you're the only person, right? With that said, when it comes to a table, I'm just fast firing. You can interrupt me at any time, buddy. You're here more for the 12 and under crowd to give them something else to look at.
Just something to look at. Yeah.
We love you, Nick, man. You have done such a fantastic job. All right. So the other thing with is when you come up to a table, you want to first look and see if there's any chips. So if there's any chips in front of you, that's not a place you can play. Someone has gone to the bathroom, has stepped back, maybe stepped over, whatever the case. There are chips there, whether it's a rack or it's on a blackjack table. Not a place for you. I mean, you really don't even have to ask. You don't have to say, hey, is someone playing here? Someone is playing there, or something else is going on. You can't play there. Move along. The other thing is, if you're not going to play right away, don't take up space near a game. So I know that a lot of people like to watch crap tables, and they'll come really close because they'll see a space that's open. They'll just stand there watching the table play out. And if you're not prepared to buy in at some point, I mean, if you're watching for a few rolls and you're just trying to figure out if you want to buy in, that's fine. But if you're just taking up space, because here's the thing, there are other people that don't communicate like a David.
Yeah.
Because if I see you standing there and you don't have chips in the rack, I'm gonna ask, hey,
Scoot
dude,
in.
get the hell out of my way. I gotta
sure.
play here because I got my $100 bill. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll just ask. I'll be nice about it, of course. But there are a lot of people who don't. They're intimidated. They don't want to ask, and so they'll just move on and they'll try to. It's just rude. Step away from the table. Give people plenty of room to get in front of you if they want to play that game. It's amazing how many people step up to blackjack tables. Now, the casinos won't let you sit and take up a seat unless you're willing to buy in. You have to have chips in place, okay? But it's amazing how many people sit there and stand, especially in the middle of a shoe. Maybe they're pretending to count, or they're trying to see what's going on, or hot or cold, whatever the case is. They'll hang on to the seat.
Yeah.
No one's gonna sit on a seat that you're holding on to, right? Yeah. I mean, they're not even gonna say anything. So, just step back. Let other people come in.
Yeah, I mean, as a player, like you're walking up, you're trying to scope out a game, like a full craps table. There could be 3-4 people that are sitting at the table, and they don't got no intentions of actually buying in. They're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
Move out the way, or stand back a couple feet. You can still see the table. You can still see what's going on, but just give us some space for the people that are trying to walk up to the table and actually buy in.
Yeah. So, do you smoke, sir?
No. No smoking. No smoking.
A lot of smokers still in the casino biz. I used to smoke, so I have sympathy. I'm not one of these bitter ex-smokers that hates all smokers. That's I know. I'm close to that. I'm close. I'm getting money. But I go to Dottie's, a lot of smokers. It really doesn't bother me. I figure, when the time comes, the time will come. But The one no is cigars, dude. I mean, cigars need to be smoked in the cigar lounge.
Yeah.
You belly up to a table and you're not even playing and you're just blowing cigar smoke in everybody's face. I think that's just out. You should not be able to do that. We got so yeah. I mean, you just take your cigar, go to the cigar lounges. There are places for that. You know, as far as the cigarettes go, it's sort of the same thing. Now, some of the bigger casinos have really good ventilation, sucks it right up. It really doesn't. It doesn't seem to impact. But as a dealer, dealers don't have a choice. We have to stand there. You know, and the worst thing for me was when a guy would just come up right next to me and put that cigar there, and he wouldn't even be smoking it, just be in the ashtray, burning
Just
up,
chilling. Yeah.
and I'm just sucking it right in my face, and then God forbid you say something, you know.
Yeah.
I've had a dealer written up for addressing the cigar thing. You couldn't do that today. This was many years ago. Today, if a dealer says, "Listen, I'm uncomfortable," they can say something, because you could say anything about anything nowadays, right?
Pretty much.
But back in the day, it was all about players. You know, you couldn't say anything to anybody about literally anything. But you know, I think the smoking thing. I get asked a lot if smoking is going by the by, and I think in terms of most casino floors, it is, because dealers are a captive audience. They don't have an option to say no, and it negatively impacts them. So even if there are other players at the table, you know, it's just I don't know. There has to be some liability, I think, eventually. You know what I mean? But I think the casinos will slowly start moving away to non-smoking. You know, it's amazing. Years ago, that was the thing. We had a casino on the Strip that went non-smoking. It didn't last long. They were in business. 6 months later, they were basically out of business, right? But now those attitudes are changing, you know, and casinos are now prone to, you know, have an area designated for people who want to smoke or people who want to, you know, play slots, that kind of thing. And so that's changing. I think eventually, but realistically, dude, if you smoke cigars, especially, just, you know, go to a cigar lounge, dude, because that cigar smoke is so heavy. Don't belly up next to a table and just,
yeah,
you know what
like
I mean?
back in the '80s, sure. You know, that was probably a big thing, but nowadays.
Were you alive in the 80s, dude?
I don't even think I was alive for the thousands. So
Oh my God. Yeah, some of us were alive in the 80s. We smoked in our houses, our cars. Everywhere. I went to work. Everybody smoked at work. I worked in this, you know, factory. The guy, my supervisor, across from me, he smoked. You could only see him by the trail of smoke. Sometimes he'd be lost in all his papers. See this trail. All right, so the smoking thing, I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
When it comes to etiquette, right?
Or at least ask, you know, if you're walking up to the table, how do you guys feel about, you know? But
I find that kind of a missed thing. So I have been at, like, playing slots, and someone has come up to me and said, "Hey, do you mind if I smoke?" And I'm like, "Hey, do you mind if I fart?" You know what I mean?
See?
I mean, I don't know. What do you say to that?
I don't know. You just let them know.
You know, you just say, "Hey, it bothers me."
I suppose.
And now that guy just like, it's a casino. What are you gonna do?
I suppose. Maybe I just don't gamble enough.
You don't gamble enough?
Yeah, maybe I should go.
By the way, I've had that exact exchange before about the farting.
Yeah?
No, 100%, dude. Because that guy I was already pissed off at a friend of mine earlier that said no. That said, yeah, it bothers me. And he started swearing at him and saying it's a casino. Why ask if you're going to get upset? Just smoke the damn cigarette if you're out of that. You know what I mean? Don't ask me, because you're not going to like it.
Out the
you know what I
middleman,
mean? Like, holy crap. All right. Okay, you ready? We're getting all the general stuff in, and then we're going to go into the specific tables. What do you think? Good?
I like it.
I got to go in for you. When to talk.
Oh. Talking's good.
When to talk.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are very uncomfortable. They're very intimidated. You walk into a casino pit, you see a lot of floor supervisors or people in suits and the dealers. Some of them, you know, not every dealer's got a smile and it says, "Hey, how are you?" You know what I mean? A lot of dealers kind of have a little sourpuss.
Yeah.
They call that RBF, by the way. You know what that is?
What's that?
Resting bitch face.
Oh, there we go. I didn't know you knew that.
I'm amazed. I had somebody. I know. I had to learn that one, by the way.
I thought this was
He just called you a boomer.
Yeah, I thought it was a top secret
This
code
is,
that they all say.
we have words for boomers today. That's going to be the new name of the podcast.
Not bad.
So I ran into someone who used to work for us, and every time I would come in the office, he'd have this just ridiculously stern look on his face, and I'd be like, "Dude, what's the matter with you?" And he'd be like, "RBF, RBF." And I'm like, "What the hell is that?" It's like some kind of weird STD or something. What do you got, RBF? And for weeks, I didn't even bother to ask anybody. I just didn't care. I thought he was just, just talking,
just
crap.
spitting. That's it.
Talking stuff. And someone finally said, "Resting bitch face." I'm like, who put those words together? You know what I mean? How does that a thing?
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, some people got it. Some people, that's a thing.
Anyways, you always look really mean, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? RBF.
Yeah, that's still
you
a
guys
shock.
just come up with anything. Dude.
That's a shock that
Generation Z, they just make stuff up as they
That,
go.
that was a millennial thing. I just
it
so
really
you know.
was millennial.
Yeah,
That was the thing when I was like 2.
Yeah. We passed the torch.
Oh, really? So
That's
it's
all
no.
it is.
What do you call it now? Is it evolved? Is it something else?
Still
is
works.
it purple pinka dots or something?
No, it's
No, we still call it the same thing. Why
Still
change?
works.
Don't change what's not broken.
Yeah.
Okay, good, perfect. All right. Well, moving on to the next big article. So when it comes to talking, there are times to talk and times not. The first thing is you should always ask. It's okay to talk and ask. You don't want to talk at a turn though, right? Which adds a little context. So if you see a dealer or you see someone interacting with a dealer, you're seeing some people interacting, it's rude to interrupt, right? If you have a legitimate question about the game itself, sometimes it's better, especially if a dealer is in play, to ask a supervisor. That's why they're there. If that supervisor looks bored, they're in a suit, they're there to help you.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I've been a supervisor often. I've also been a pit manager, and I've had people come up to me and they feel like the supervisors are just there to watch the games. No, the supervisors are frontline employees. They're there to provide customer service if it's needed. They're not just there to watch the games. That's not their only role, And a lot of customers get that confused. If you have something, if you want to ask about your player status, I've gone into the pit and gotten a floor supervisor to generate a slot card for me.
Oh, wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Man.
I'll get them working, dude. They got the machine back there. Or you know what? So don't feel intimidated. Those guys will either do it or point you in the right direction. You don't need to be, just because they're wearing a suit, that doesn't mean anything. They're there to help you.
Yeah.
And if they don't have the right answer, they can point you in the right direction. Everybody on that casino floor is a frontline employee, even the pit clerk. So if you see a pit clerk with nothing to do and you have a question, you can go over and say, hey, pit clerk. You know what I mean? You can now. You can't go through the middle of the games. You can't walk off. Those are all cordoned off. They don't want you to go through the back behind the games for a reason. They don't want to take things. Can't grab anybody's ass back there. You know what I'm saying? They got dealers bent over, dude.
Yeah.
It's a very risky situation.
It's a high risk
going
area
on.
back there.
Anyways, God, I can't. There's some things I can't say, but I used to have this fantastic player, dude, she would always have this wonderful take on life, and because people would try, especially on lowering. So believe it or not, on higher end casinos, some years ago, one of the biggest supervisors out there, one of the biggest owners, he got rid of the cordons, he got rid of the things, and said, why do we care if the players walk around, between the games?
Really?
Why do we care? Yeah, because it's not the biggest deal. How many players, walk up to a table? You're on it for game protection. They don't let you walk up where the box person is or interfere where the dealer is, but they will let you cut across the pit. Because some of these casinos are so flippin' big, it's a half mile to get around. It's like going around an island. You know what I'm saying? This is like a drawbridge. You go through the middle, and people want to go through the middle, so it's a big deal. So there's a supervisor that literally took out all of the the stanchions and just let people just go. And of course my friend was like, oh man, they were more worried about people grabbing their ass. You know what I mean? Getting a view than
I'd
they
be
were
scared.
stealing chat.
I'd be scared, dude.
You would be scared.
You should be scared,
Dude.
Nick.
I'm scared
I'd be the
dealing
first
here.
one,
I wouldn't be scared. I know no
my
one's going
goodness.
back there. They're going back for my chips, dude. They're going
see?
for my chips. Or my side boob. All right, well, can we move on, sir?
I think so.
All right. So people ask me when to talk. Really, it's simple. If you have a question, ask a question. Don't interfere with the dealer. Don't interfere with some other people. And here's an interesting thing. A lot of players are there to play. If you sit down or you belly up to a crap table or sit down at Blackjack, and all of a sudden now you want this player to teach you strategy, you're in the wrong position. And you don't need to guilt them into, well, you should be nice. No, they're doing their own thing. There's a lot of players that come to play.
Yeah.
They don't want to teach you, dude. You learn. Go on YouTube. Go to instruction. Come to Casino Quest. Learn how to play.
Come to us.
Now, if you see me on the game, I'm gonna literally tell you. If I'm playing Keno. I go to Keno to unwind, not to teach. It's Keno off to Keno to unwind, not off to Keno to teach other people how to play Keno.
It sounds like you just went through this. I wonder why. I wonder what's
such a
going
little
on.
bastard. Anyways, we call him a little bastard. Timmy used to be the little bastard. He's the littler bastard.
Oh.
By the way, hi, Timmy. Timmy called in today.
Really?
We talked to Timmy. Yeah, Timmy's fantastic. He's enjoying himself.
He's doing good.
He's having a great time. He's gonna be making me an uncle soon.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Timmy. I got 5 grandkids and 1 nephew. Or what do they call it? Niece or nephew,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
whatever they are,
Yeah, whatever they are. All right, so some people want to be left alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people literally come to be left alone.
Yeah.
They want to play. They want to gamble. They're real intense about it. And if you see someone and expect them to act a different way, don't. And believe it or not, there are some people who are very intense. You can walk up to gamblers, look at them almost right away, and know how intense their session is. You follow?
Yeah.
And if it's really intense, just let them be, dude. What is it that everybody's got to be? Well, they need to be nice. No, they don't. They're out there,
enjoying it. They're enjoying
doing
their experience.
thing. They're having
Yeah.
their experience. You have your experience.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to be nice, bring your own people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do
Come
you
to
think?
Casino Quest, learn.
Come to casino. We're
and
nice
then go
over
play.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
And
talk
can
to you
learn.
all day long.
Well, he will.
Yeah.
I'll just talk to myself in the
Yeah.
corner.
That happens. That happens quite a lot.
That does.
I like how
happen.
you segged that way in there.
Yeah.
Like you just had to do it. You know, you're gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, because no one listens to me, so it looks like I'm talking to myself. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we just tune them out.
Nah,
Never
everybody
see
tunes
it.
That's
me
true.
out.
That's true.
Yeah, that's 100% true. All right, you ready? Okay, what do you think about that, sir?
That's
Talking?
not bad. I mean, yeah, talking, and then that kind of goes back to the whole phone thing. You know, everyone's there to gamble with their own experience, sort of deal. So don't pull out your phone, start talking, call in your friend, call in a friend. Hey, how do you play craps live on the table? Don't do something like that. Blackjack, roulette, whatever it is. But,
Ooh. Yeah. You know. Look at that, I'm typing away so I don't forget.
yeah.
But you know the other thing is, don't tell people how to play their own damn money. Let them play. Look, another scam right here. Another scam.
Oh.
Just look at that,
Live?
right on the watch. Just boom.
Huh.
Don't tell people how to play their money. Let them lose their
Don't do
money
it.
wherever they want.
Yeah.
You know what
Play
I mean?
the field.
Play the field. Be a genius in the field.
Exactly.
Dude. Be a genius in the field.
Prove 'em
all day
wrong,
long.
too.
You know what I mean?
Someone's trying to tell you.
And
yeah.
the minute you start telling people how to play, that's when it goes all wrong for you.
Exactly.
And their dumbass strategy pays off, dude.
Yeah.
And now you look like an idiot.
That's my favorite to watch.
Really?
If I can go into casinos and just watch that happen, I'd be happy. I'd be content with
it's
life.
happened so many times.
It's so
dude.
fun.
So many times,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, really. Because, you get done teaching people here all these strategies, and then someone goes over and wins like 30,000 on hard ways.
Yeah.
And
See?
you're like,
It's
oh, crap, I didn't teach that strategy. I didn't, you know what I mean? Should have taught the hard ways.
Sorry,
Oh,
my
my
bad.
God. So don't, you don't need to teach everybody. Go for yourself, and play yourself. Don't think. All right. Now, speaking of the talking thing, one of the big no-nos is, and it's not so much from players. A lot of players just don't know. But a lot of times players will come up and they'll ask a dealer, listen, how do I win? They don't want to know how to play. They want to know, how do I win? What do I do here? What's going on?
Yeah. I understand the game, I just need to win.
We had a guy come to the school, and he would sit down at my desk every day, and he'd be like, David, I know you know how to win at dice. I know how to win at craps. I'm like, dude, if I know how to win at craps, why am I here? First of all, I wouldn't sell it. If anybody trying to sell you a system, that's not. There's no secret sauce. The secret sauce is selling the damn system.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
it.
mean?
That's the money.
So you can't ask a dealer how to win. They can't play your money. They literally it's against the code of that casino. Man, these scammers, they don't give up, dude. It's against. They literally go to a class in whatever casino you go to, and you cannot tell people how to play their money. And part of it is because the casino wants as much of it as they can get. That's number one. If you tell people how to play, but that's, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You want people playing the field all day long. That's why it's such a big fat area to bet on, dude.
Bright yellow.
All those numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you start telling them not to play the field, that takes away from their bottom line of the casino.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Now, here's the bigger problem is when you tell someone how to play, and a lot of dealers fall into this trap. They'll tell them, hey, you should hit. You know what I mean? And then, God forbid, that player loses. Now, guess what? It's your fault.
It's on them.
It's on. You know what I mean? Let's say you tell someone a strategy. You say, hey, by the way, I've fallen into this trap. I used to run this guy. This guy used to own a dealership out here, car dealership. So he comes into the casino I was working at, and he says, listen, you help me play, and if I win, I'll take half my winnings and deduct it from your deposit on a car.
Oh, wow.
An actual car.
Oof.
And I was
Can't
like,
see
how
this
can I
going
lose
wrong,
on
dude.
this
Yeah.
one? How can I lose? You're saying that if I just give you some advice, so that's what I was thinking of. It's more like advice,
Just a tip.
What to play. What I didn't realize is if he loses a shit ton of money, which ended up happening.
Oof.
Yeah, no, I didn't get
looking good.
approved
No
on
new
that
car.
That car didn't work out so well.
Kiss that one goodbye.
He was legitimately, it's funny because he came in a few times. He kept thinking that somehow I could figure it out. You know what I mean?
Huh.
And you can't play players' money. If you're a dealer out there, don't play anybody.
Don't try it.
Don't fall into that trap
Yeah.
because players will ask you all day long, how do I play? How do I win? How do you win? You become a dealer.
There you go.
Go to CEG Dealer. Let's go. Become a dealer, make shit tons of money on the other side of the table, and then do what
Just
the hell
watch
you
it
want.
happen.
Yeah, just be
We're-
like
we're-
Nick.
We're just QVCing this like hell.
Really? Are we? Are we doing that? Are we
Huh.
QVCing it? Is that what he's saying? Oh my god. Anyways, all right, ready? Any questions we got? Can we pause for a second? Can we give something away yet?
No.
No, not
We're
yet.
at only 64 likes.
Oh my god. Tell everybody to get busy.
Well, I do have some couple questions in here.
All right, go.
Alan Toy asks, can you ask Daddy David about the phones on the poker table?
I mean, most places you can't have phones on the poker table, dude. I mean, realistically, I would never have a phone at a poker table because I wouldn't trust it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, there's enough
yeah.
going on because someone could be dialing it in, watching somebody's cards.
Exactly.
It's not a thing.
I wouldn't
No
trust
phones.
another player out there on their
No
phone.
phones. Even if I'm in my house game.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But if it's any real money, there's no phones, dude. There shouldn't be any phones.
Yeah.
I think phones is too risky. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't trust it, dude.
Plus, people can record conversations, and you're winning, losing, talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like things can go on. You know, we don't want. That's a big takeaway. All right, what else you got?
Kyle asks, are you allowed to bring a notepad and pen to the craps table to keep track of your system?
That's a great. You know what? That's a yes. So most casinos don't have any problem with you keeping track of anything. I've seen people come with literally laminated cards showing them, what the presses are, stuff like this. There are a few places that we've heard of recently who have told people they can't have anything at the crap table, which is nonsense, by the way. It's one thing not to have a phone or a camera. It's another thing to have a piece of paper or notes because, every other game at the casino, Baccarat has a little card. You keep track. Roulette's got the damn, the monitor that keeps track of that. So having a notes there, so we had someone literally take the Casino Quest strategy card to a casino. I won't mention who it is, but a floor supervisor there told them they couldn't have it.
Wow, really?
And I followed up with that exact casino, and they said that's not true. It was just the supervisor who. Oh. So this is the problem: is a lot of supervisors have too much power, or they're on too much of a power trip. You know what I mean? And so all of a sudden it's out there. But you should be able to bring a notepad. Dude, I used to have guys with the whole thing, and they would mark up the sevens and what they want to know what shooter shot the most or shot the best. They do all sorts. God bless you, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Huh.
I mean, what does it matter?
Yeah.
What does it matter? I don't know why a casino. They don't mind if you have blackjack strategy cards. Let them have it. All right. All right. What else you got? Anything else?
Nothing right now.
All right. Nothing. Are you sure?
Let me see if I find something to you.
By the way, we have two audience members. Hey, if they need some water, you guys want some water? You guys good? All right, good. And this goes on, believe it or not. David can talk for a minute, so I don't mind.
I do have a
more?
question of my own.
Ooh, what's your question, sir?
So we've talked about having our own casino. If we ever had our own casino that's social media friendly, what's the exception?
What would be with the exception with what? Pants?
Because you wouldn't be able to have your phone, right? For social media?
No, you could have your phone. You couldn't have your phone if it could make a difference in how people were playing. No one in poker you can't have your phone at the table. You'd have to step away, right? You could put it in your pocket. It could buzz. You step away from the game. Take care of your business. You know what I'm saying? But as far as on the table, I could care less, man. I mean, I don't see that being a problem. I mean, obviously here in Nevada, you can't really record conversations. I mean, there's some issues with that. But I mean, phones are so central to everybody's life. There's lots of reasons to have a phone with you. You follow? So I don't see that takeaway. I'll be honest with you. And especially if, let's say, you had it in your pocket, you pull it out and you take a picture, with the hashtag. One of our favorite VPs, man, he put hashtags on the table. So if you hit something big, he would lay it on the game, and boom, you could just tag it up and. And a lot of casinos now have that.
Wow.
I think that's genius, man. I really do. I think it's great. Social media is big. People say, hey, look, I won at this casino. That's where people want to play. You know what I mean?
I have an interesting question here.
Go.
Why do casinos pull their tips and others don't? If I have a great dealer, I want them to take the money, not the dealer standing around not working.
That's actually a really good point. So the Vegas changed some time ago. There are only a few casinos now where dealers keep their own tips, but it's actually going up. So more casinos are looking at. I know 2 table game directors that are looking to let the dealers make their own tips, and for the very reason that whoever asked that question, alluded to basically, because guess what? If you know you got to earn your tips, you're giving much better customer service.
For sure.
You're not just sitting there looking stupid and not paying attention, because customer service means something, especially on a craps table, dude. There's so much that's missed where, people get a sourpuss, they don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
And the work is helping people with their come bets, helping people with their place bets, putting their money to work, you know what I mean? And just owning their table and the whole player experience. There's a lot of dealers that don't do that on all the tables, really. They just sit there, spin the ball. And it always, when I worked at the Rio, that was the best paying casino dealer job I ever had. And, you knew who was you would have dealers, and you would walk in and you're like, oh crap, that table's not going to make any money tonight because look who's on it. And it was every night. And people would talk to them and be like, dude, what's the matter with you? Why can't you be, smile at least? I get it. And, they'll be like, this one girl specifically, always having a bad day. Well, don't have a bad day for 8 hours, dude. Because the rest of us are turning it on and trying to make money, right? So you're literally taking that share away. So I agree 100%. Now, the other problem is some people don't communicate that well, and you need dealers, and so they want to create this fair and equitable distribution. So imagine this, let's look at it from the other perspective. You work at a really good casino, like the Cosmo, Aria, MGM Grand has been doing really well. And you work Monday through Friday, and you deliver all the customer service, and then some guy comes in Saturday, drops a buttload of tokes, and you miss that day. You know what I mean? Because you weren't part of the pool or whatever else, and so there's and now you feel a little butthurt. That's the day you should work, and so now you don't want the same days. I mean, there's lots of arguments.
For both sides.
On both sides, earning your own money. I mean, imagine this: if you try to earn your own tokes and you work during the day shift or on graveyard, where there's the least amount of activity, right? You stand to make a lot less than someone. Even if you have a great personality, deliver great customer service, you still have to get that customer.
Exactly.
You follow?
Yeah.
So unless you're working on swing tips, seeing a lot of this big money roll, so there's a takeaway from that. So now imagine your casino. So you want to attract as much talent. You want to attract the best talent. There's arguments on both sides, to be honest with you. You know what I like? There's casinos in the Midwest who have this sort of, so they give you some of your own tokes, and then there's also a pooled resource that's on a 7-day split.
Oh.
Which isn't bad. So you can raise your own toke rate, based on a number of different factors. So you get some of the money. So if you have a hot player, someone who likes to play with you, and it's really useful for the player, because if the player knows that money's going to you, sometimes they're more apt to tip. They like you as a dealer. They want you to get these tips. You follow? But I like that kind of a shared model.
Yeah.
Where you get a lot of it, and then a part of it is shared with everybody.
Blended. Yeah.
Sort of a blended thing, which I think is kind of cool. All right.
Well, I have 2 chats to go through. Nelson gave us $2. Says, can you request nickels at a $100 minimum game?
Yeah. If you, by the way, if you're a contract player, you can request any dealer you want in the casino. Most players don't know that that's a thing.
No, they're asking if you can have nickels on a $100 minimum
Oh,
game.
I thought you said Nick.
Oh, well.
Nickels.
Not quite.
Nickels on a $100 game?
Yeah.
What do you want to do with nickels?
I don't know. Bet
In
for the
props?
dealers?
Yeah, can you bet props? Yeah, so, what was the question exactly? Now that I understand it was
Can you
nickels
request
and not
nickels at a $100 minimum game?
No. Like you want to? You want to buy in 4 5s? You want a stack of nickels?
Yeah.
100%. You can have whatever you want, dude. You can have stack of dollars. I used to deal a $100 game. Guy would buy a stack of dollars, and it's for the dealers or hardware parlays. We were talking about this earlier. So even on higher limit games, they can keep the props low, because props is like printing money.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you get to a table, $25 minimum, maybe $5 props, that kind of thing. But a lot of tables, it's not that big a deal. You can buy in whatever you want. So $100 game, $500 game, you can run it down all the way down to dollars, because you have to use dollars. You can have buys.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
commission, things like this.
Commission. A lot of times the commission will run down. Even if you're a black and green player, you're playing 800 across, you're in the big bird game, that kind of thing. You're still gonna have to. You still need dollars to pay the commissions, or if you're buying lays. You know what I mean? It doesn't work out to the the nickel exactly. So you could definitely do that. Way back in the day, I've dealt a $100 game on a bird game. Started out a 25-cent table, and later on in the day, it was reserved at $100. And it was interesting because if you had like a big bird game, right? If you had a, the buys were right down to the quarter, the 25-cent piece. So you'd have people buying for 10 grand, and they'd have like a stack of quarters. You know what I mean? There to quarter chips, and they were yellow. The one casino I worked at, the thousands were white, and the 25-cent pieces were yellow.
Were yellow, huh? Wow.
I think they were. Yeah, I think they might have started white, and then they
got
turned
so
yellow.
used.
They turned yellow eventually. Yeah.
And then one more chat. So Greg used his 6 month as a member thing.
Thank you.
Said, is it normal for a dealer to prove everything to the boxman? I had a dealer prove everything while pressing with the boxman.
Yeah, some dealers suck, dude. I mean, I wouldn't say that. So here's a better way to say that. Some dealers are new.
Yeah.
Some dealers lack experience or confidence. We just had a class today about you as a dealer starting out have to build confidence with your supervisors. So when you start out as a dealer, they're going to ask you to prove literally everything. They want to see what's going through your head, how you're working out these bets, and that you're paying them accurately. It works a little different on a crap table, by the way, than on a blackjack table, because a blackjack table, you're dealing with one static bet, and that bet either pays even money, blackjack, you follow. On a crap table, it's a very interactive type of setting, right? You have odds 7-5, 7-6, this kind of thing. And when you break down the come, a lot of times it's really just about the hands and getting that process down, proofing that money, clearing that money. So you might experience. If you were at a break-in casino or like a lower tier property, you probably experienced this. If you were at a higher tier property, oof.
Yeah.
They're hurting
That's
for dice
rough.
dealers.
Yeah.
We were at a property the other day, man. Oh God, I went 66 inside. The guy set me up 110 and gave me $9 change. I literally gave him $66. He set me up $110 inside and gave me $9 change with that $66.
Wow.
Now, as I was starting to explain to him what he did wrong, because I don't tell him I know dice or I teach dice or anything like that. I was like, excuse me. I gave you $66. As much as I love 110 with $9 change. So I didn't know I had the $9 change. I tried to correct him and said, no, just $66. He's like, no, you just pressed it. It was a coming out. I was like, just a coming. How did I press it? There's no rules going on.
I suppose.
And then he goes, and then he looks at me. He's a little frustrated. He doesn't want me telling him what to do. And he's like, and I gave you your $9 change. And I'm like, fantastic. Go ahead and take me down. I'm gonna leave a winner on this roll. I don't argue, dude. I'm not gonna argue. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you win? Fantastic. $110. Fantastic. All right, let me start this over again. You know what I mean? Give me my money. We'll do this all day long.
Yeah, another 66.
Another $66. 110 and $9 change. That's a good deal. I love this casino. Maybe that casino, that's how they do things. All right, you ready?
Huh.
All right, do we have anything else? Can we move on?
I will add to his question is if you're on a casino that sweats the money, when you start getting to the higher units, they have to prove literally everything. Everything.
That's true.
I've seen that happen.
The money. If you're not at Aria and Bellagio and you have 20-year dealers, they're gonna sweat it.
Yeah.
I was at a casino where purple checks had to be one. You couldn't cut them out like you normally would.
Yeah.
You had to put 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. You know what I mean? Now there's also some casinos where the bet gets so high, the box person will cut out the bet, push it in the come for the dealer to hand off. The dealer won't even cut out the bet. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes, man. Slows up the game, makes the game horrible. By the way, I would tell you as a player, move on. You got to find a new game because that's just silliness. It's going to take you a half hour to get a roll, half hour to get a number, this kinds of thing. All right. We're gonna move on to the next chapter. Can we give anything away? You tell me when.
We're at 95 likes. We need 5 more.
Let's go.
So close.
So close, and yet no on the cigar. All right, we're gonna move on to the talking. We're gonna get to the tipping part now, because that's a big one.
That's huge.
It does apply to all the games, so tipping's big. What is the tipping etiquette?
Tipping.
How do you tip, sir?
Tipping, I mean, there's a couple different ways. Obviously, you could do like at the very end, you could just save up a little bit of extra cash and just be like, this is for the dealers. But while I'm playing, because you can tip for less than the table minimum, I'm always, wherever I'm playing at, I'm definitely putting $1 or $2 for the dealers the entire time I'm there. Let's say I'm there 4 hours, and I'm putting $1 or $2 every every roll or two. I mean, that's gonna start adding up over that amount of time. So that's how I personally do it. But
that's fantastic, Sarah, and we appreciate that.
oh yeah,
Thank you so much. All right, so the standard really is like just like the restaurant. It's not as hot much. Restaurants you tip 15 to 20% on the win. At a crap table on the win, 5 or 10%, depending upon how you scale, what amount. Now remember, people know when you walk up to a table, and if you're on the same table, you're in $500, and you win 500. That's you're not up 1,000, you're up 500.
Yeah.
We understand that. If you buy in for 500, you're out 500, the same 500. You don't win anything. Even if you leave a couple bucks, it's appreciated. You know what I mean? Say thank you for the customer service. But really, the best way to play dice is to get a stack of dollars, get a stack of bullets, and just put dealers where you bet. Whether it's blackjack, and you can always ask, like, where do I put this? On blackjack, you put it in front of your bet. You follow? On craps, you put it beside your bet, pretty much. Dealers love to be on the pass line more than anything else. By the way, a lot of you guys like to do place bets for dealers, which is also fantastic. No takeaway from that. But some casinos require that bet to come down every time. It can be a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah.
Just make sure that if they do that and you want to press or you want to keep that money in play, you got to keep it under your control. You have to say, dealers are across under player control. The other way you can do it is just not even announce it. Let the dealer just put an extra bet out there on top of your bets, and then as it gets paid, you just hand it in to the dealer each time. There is literally a couple casinos out there that will not let place bets or player control bets be in play, which is ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
I worked at a casino. This boss came in. By the way, this boss was called the Casino Killer, and this is why. He would set limits on what someone could toke for the dealer. How can you do? I don't understand. How can you set limits? Well, Rio did that after a while. Because think about it this way, from the casino's perspective, everything that goes in the toke box, they can't win.
Yeah.
It's out the door.
It's a loss for the casino.
It's a loss, so they don't like that. So Rio used to have some really big, crazy-ass tipplers. I mean, there's a few casinos out there. Not just Kerry Packer. Kerry Packer was a big whale back in the day, and he would bet a ton of money for the dealers, but always on a win. He would have to really... that's not true. He would lose money and also hand in money. He would get out a Baccarat hand, he would win it, and then he would play it down, and the dealers would end up with a ton of money. But the Smith brothers, so that's what. So people like that back in the day, they would bet like 1,000 for them and 1,000 for the dealers.
Wow. Man.
So they came up with this rule where the dealer's bet had to be half as much or 20% as much because this guy was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we loved him like crazy, like love crazy, but come on. It's unsustainable, by the way. Thank God.
And the other thing to keep in mind is not every casino does player control. So sometimes it's nice to ask first before you do throw it in and say under player control.
Isn't that amazing? See how much he has learned, dude? He's only been 21 for like 3 days, dude.
Professional DJ.
So much.
Well, I was because Ellis doesn't allow you to do player control.
I know. Sons of SOB. I don't like to name the casinos. I don't like to drag them out into the
And
murky
beat 'em up.
water or something. But Dennis does.
No, 100%. Because you have to constantly be betting. Like
You gotta cut. Yeah, they take it down. You can't
they take it down, so you try to put it back up.
Yeah. All right. Ready?
I do have some super chats.
Oh, super chats. Thank you.
Dice Daddy.
Yes.
Gave us $5.
Dice Daddy. I met Dice Daddy. No.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thoughts on electronic craps taking jobs away from dealers or helping beginners to regular craps?
I think helping beginners. I don't think electronic chat. It's such a different game. The way they work and interact. First of all, you can't get all your bets in unless you're playing Crapsy. Crapsy.com.
Bingo.
Did you see that? QVC here. Because you don't have all the time you need. Everything get times out. You can't get your bets down. It's not the same thing. It's not playing craps, right? But I do think there's an opportunity to learn from these games. But it's not as easy. I've sat down with people and tried to walk them through kind of the user interface and things like this. It's not as easy. The paybacks are different. The way you interact with the game is different. I love it. Every time someone says I don't know dice, one of the times someone told me I don't know dice was literally walking up to one of these digital ETG craps back in the day. And a guy's like, I was like, I couldn't even get all my bets in. He's like, well, you don't know dice, dude. And I'm like, okay, well, they're good for you. Because I was trying to play double tap, and I couldn't get my regression down. You know what I mean? I just couldn't interact with the bets fast enough. I mean, on ETGs for the most part, and I think people will support this, is you got to put your bets out there and kind of leave them. It's not for interacting with them. You'll misswipe, or it can't be exact. Don't expect it to be exact.
Yeah.
You follow?
Yeah.
Have you come across this?
Sometimes, like if I want to go play bubble craps or something,
Yeah.
craps on a budget sort of deal.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to do $1 bet on an 8. Somehow it ends up at $6. I'm like, as soon as I realize, oh snap, and then the dice are rolled, and then I'm like,
see, that's what
man.
I'm saying. So
What?
you can't, it makes errors, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. We got Mr. Kim in the house. Say hello,
Hey,
Alex.
Mr.
Hey,
Kim.
buddy. He's waving to everybody, just so you know. I think he's out on a hot day. I think he's got a hot day. Here he comes.
No.
No. He had a date this morning. Let him know. How'd it go, buddy? How did it go? Oh, God.
It's a different one.
It's a different one?
It went well.
Another one? Another one.
Another one.
Another one. All right.
Oh, I do have two more super chats.
Ooh, we like super chats.
Greg gave us $5. Said
Thank
story. I played a $15 minimum table and thought the dealer's bet had to be $15, so I
Oh,
put out a
oof.
bet.
Good
and
for
his
you,
last
sir.
lit up.
We love when that
Then
happens.
7 out.
Yeah. Oh, that's disappointing. You know what sucks though? You know what really bad etiquette is? By the when you blame the dealers all the time for your 7 outs or for the game losing.
Yeah. Don't blame us.
I've seen this. I had this one guy one time just get so upset. Every time I put a dealer bet down, it just goes, I lose. And now you say that, and now no one wants to bet
Yeah.
for the dealers. How
Thanks
about
a
that
lot.
for bad
Yeah,
etiquette?
thanks
How
a
about
lot.
suck it and move on to the
Yeah.
next table? Come back and play roulette with Alex later. Damn it. Get off my craps game. But that's really bad etiquette. Go ahead.
The other super chat is Ron Court,
Yes.
or Han Court. $4.99 says, when you're casting your ship, should you tip the cage if you're winning?
When you're casting your ship?
Your chips.
Oh, you're casting your... I thought when you said casting your ship.
Arg.
Arg.
Bunch of pirates. Jesus.
I'm hearing all sorts of weird stuff lately. You know what? It depends. If you've been working the tables, I personally give something to the cage. It doesn't have to be much, by the way. They all pull it. It's a really low, small pull. Most of these cages out here don't get a lot of money. Some of the cages work with the slot floor, and they're in with the slot floor. So if I know that, if I'm playing slots, that's where I tip. By the way, I do tip in slots anywhere I play, even if I'm getting a ticket. So if I get a ticket, I will go and I will tip the cage. If I have someone helping with the tip, by the way, you'll find someone on the slot floor. You can always give them a toke and trust that it goes in the right places. They're all under camera.
Yeah.
No one cheats this. You can give them a tip, especially if you get a hand pay. You can give them some money. I always see myself, because I know these people make less too, by the way. So, the casino says, oh, yeah, come to work for us. You'll get tips. Well, that's not always the case, especially now because the ticket in, ticket out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So whenever I play somewhere, I look at myself as renting a seat. And believe it or not, even if I'm not winning, I see the seat as about $5 to $10 an hour. So if I start winning, then I'll give it to the cage. But I always have a plan for tipping, believe it or not, only because I've been in this business. I know how these people get paid. But if you have a slot win and you have that ticket to take up to the cage, more often than not, I don't like the machines. I hate the machines, dude. I'll go to the cage, let them cash it, and then give them something.
Yeah.
At first, they're gonna roll your eyes at you, and they're gonna go, "Oh God, this guy."
Look at this guy.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't use the flipping robot on the floor. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I don't like the robot on the floor. I like you, honey. Come on, help me out. I should have said that.
Yeah.
And then I give them money, and everything is good. You know what I'm saying? Everything is good.
I mean,
Yeah.
and one thing that we didn't talk about with tipping, especially for my crowd, all those TikTok viewers watching this one. Like whenever I go out and play, dealers are instantly, hey, let me see your ID, and if they have that RBF that we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
A tip can break that ice pretty easily.
Yeah.
Especially if doing the dollar minimum. Every couple hands, you don't have to do it every roll, but every couple hands, it'll help them kind of get more engagement out onto the table, and they might be a nicer person than you thought walking up to the table. So.
You and Dennis, if you ever go out together to play at a casino, you need to wear your ID right there in the
Just
put it
live.
right
Well,
there.
when me, Jed, and Nick went out to Ellis, we just first thing we did was take out the ID. We're like, here you go.
Yeah,
Here
you need
you
to
go.
get like a bracelet or something. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, got
Yeah.
the bracelet.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean?
they're like, look at these 3 kids. walking
Some
up to the
casinos
table.
will give you a bracelet.
Yeah.
I saw one at one casino that had 21 plus with hearts on it, and it's one of those club bracelets that's like fixed, so it's
Yeah.
hard to get off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was so tacky. Oh yeah, look
Embarrassing.
at me. It's
Yeah.
so embarrassing. Like I'm the, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna segue to these 2 new super chats.
And by the way, we got to be at the point where we can give something away. No.
We are.
Oh,
But Robert Barnes gives us $5. Said,
Mr. B.
had a great time getting together with friends I've met before and many new ones this past weekend. Tell David about the bow tie with the chaps. He wants you to wear his, that glow bow tie he
Oh,
had
it's here
with
I
the
would love it.
chaps.
Oh God, just me, the bow tie, and I'm
the
gonna have to
chaps.
work out a little more. Okay, I gotta get on. Dennis has fattened me up the last couple of weeks.
Man.
I didn't do anything. Dude. I didn't do
he's like,
anything.
Yeah,
keep-
Dennis looks
It's your hand can't get away from your mouth.
blah,
with
blah, blah, blah,
food.
blah, blah.
The Dirty Lurker gave us $19.99.
Thank you.
Says, let's max out the field. David misses it.
I missed the field. It's a genius bet.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But
I martingale the field.
What's funny is the challenge. Everybody ends up in the field. Okay, you ready? By the way, I'm gonna get to.
Last thing, I saw
Go.
this question earlier, but I don't know where it went or who asked it. But they asked, is it bad etiquette to tip the dealers on the don't pass?
No. Here's the thing. By the way, I'm going to bring this up when we get to the crap, but we'll skip ahead because that's a great question, actually. Because I've had people really ask me who's been playing the don't pass. Listen, play the don't pass. Just don't make a big spectacle of it. If you're yelling 7 every roll, like someone we know likes to do on the DP pressure engagement, it pisses people off. You know what I'm saying? Bet however you want to bet. I know Dennis was so pissed. He
Dude, I was
just
drunk enough to yell.
That was
I was
awesome.
like, we're
That was
whacking.
so awesome.
Because it just you don't need to play like that. It's rude, dude. I mean, so you're calling for people to lose their money.
Yeah.
Even if what I'm saying, like just play the don'ts. However you play, you can play for the dealers. That's the best way to. We know what I think is weird when I've had someone playing the don'ts a lot of money, and then they put the dealers on the pass line. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
So basically,
Yeah.
you lose, we win. I mean, that doesn't make any sense,
Yeah.
man. He's like, well, I feel like you have more positive energy on the pass line. What? Then why not bet the pass line, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on
Just
here?
go heavy on the line.
You're giving me this weird non-logic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
You
rope
know.
of dope.
No, you know what's the worst? When someone says, hey, I'm going to bet the don't pass because I shoot better. Like, so you bet
From
the
the
pass
don't,
line and
yeah.
then you put the dealers on the
I've
don'ts.
said that. I've done that myself. I bet place bets across and like $5 in the don't pass. Shoot all day long, dude.
Yeah,
It's
that's
one
the
of those
insurance
things.
right there.
Yeah, that's
it.
that's how I get in my head. But yeah, absolutely. All right, ready? Let's get to the games, and we're gonna go down the games one by one. We're gonna try to fire this way. Wait, we can give away. So the first thing we're gonna give away is this another lanyard and a chip. And if we get to 200, we're gonna give away this flipping hat, dude, plus a lanyard and a chip. So because it'll all go in the box, dude. Okay. All right, ready, buddy? Etiquette. Does anybody know how to spell etiquette? We're gonna have like one guy that
ask
knows
me.
how to spell etiquette.
Well, while they're writing etiquette
More
in the
super
chat,
Yeah,
we have one more.
etiquette's the word. Pound away. Look it up on Google.
Copy and paste from the title.
Copy and paste. Okay.
Neo gave us $5.
Thank you, Neo.
Said, had a great time at the meetup. Great to meet you guys and made a lot of new friends. Also, did Jet keep his job after that 0.7 out?
Jet is so fired. We haven't seen him in a few days. No, I know. Poor guy. You know what's funny is we talked about that. Not the firing thing. But it was like he had so much pressure, and I'm like, dude, that's too much pressure. That's why I don't shoot. So it was building up for months. Everybody, like, ever since that first roll on camera, and then the video came out, Jet. His parents were there taking pictures, and this poor guy, the very next chance he has to roll in with our crowd, and they're all like, oh my God, 8.7. He had to point. You knew he was going to 0.7. There was no other opportunity for him. But we even talked about, like, the next night we went out to dinner and we kind of digested what, the event and everything else. And that was one of the things. He felt like he had a lot of pressure. In fact, that's what got him off the game. He came and followed me around on Keno. Okay. Me and him had a wonderful time.
I bet.
We let Dennis donk it out with his,
Well, he let me play
Crazy.
his money. That's why I had more money than I.
he just gave you his money. Yeah, because he felt like it was too much pressure, dude. He just didn't want the
Well,
pressure. which I understand.
our rule was after the buy-in of each, we would split the winnings.
We would split the. So you were gonna split it with him.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's nice of you. That's really nice, Dennis. Aw.
And then we were gonna go to karaoke.
Yeah, that was also part of
You were
the
gonna
deal.
go to
If I won my
karaoke?
if I won the $400 above my buy-in, we would go to karaoke because
You were gonna sing?
I promised that to Nick when we went to Ellis.
How
I
is
said
that
if
an award?
Well, it might be fun. You never know.
look, Nick wants to go to karaoke. Leave the man
Does
alone.
Nick sing?
No, but
Oh,
that's the
that
fun of
makes sense.
karaoke.
Oh God, no kidding. Good Lord, that's right. Hey, all right, let's do it. They've been pounding away at etiquette. Let them know when to stop.
Trying
Go
to
ahead.
figure it out. All right, and stop.
Let's go through 1 through. Let's just say 1 through 11 this time.
Pick a number, buddy.
Let's do. I like 9.
9.
9's a good one.
As long as it's not Alan Toy or Derek
Dre
Silva.
146.
Oh, okay. That's a new one, right?
You are the winner.
Thank you
I'll
very
type
much.
your name in the chat
All right.
just in case if I butchered it.
100 more. We're giving away this hat. And the hat. What? Yeah. Get working. Alan, log in all those extra accounts you have, buddy.
Start liking it
Knock
up.
it out. All right, let's go. You ready? We're going to get to these games. We're going to fire away. Blackjack's an easy one. You ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got a weird one. I'm going to start it with this. Come with the signals. Learn how to signal.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Please.
Before you get too far, I got one more super chat.
Thank
Says,
you.
I had a wonderful time at the meetup, and it was getting to see you all guys again. Giga.
Giga.
Sweet.
By the way, we had a fantastic time. We really have no complaints. Most everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people got their rooms comped. They got dinners comped. That Caesar, by the way, the host over there, fantastic job, buddy. Came out and saw me, said hello. Had no idea. I just been playing. He said, hey, let me help you. And I'm like, he didn't even know we were part of the party with a group. Huh. He just that's how great. It really was much better. By the way, much better than I thought it would be. My expectations were high, but it was
very nice.
It was a lot better than I thought. I was afraid there wasn't gonna be enough tables. I was afraid they weren't gonna have the games that I wanted to play. All those things were true. So we really had a wonderful time. And there's that. All right, thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate you. You have no idea. All right, I hope this information is useful. All right. When you walk up to a blackjack table, it's a really good idea to know the signals. It helps the dealer a lot.
Yeah.
Because they're always correcting you. It's good to have a basic understanding of how the game plays. Whether you can touch the cards. So listen, if it's face-up blackjack, no touchy.
Nothing.
No touchy. You can't touch the cards. You can't move the cards. You can't manage the cards. And for us to go out there and whack you is just, you know what I mean? Feels weird, man. We don't want to whack you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't touch the cards. Now, if the cards are pitched to you, it's one hand on the card, not two hands on the card. One hand on the card, okay? Once your money is fixed, don't play with your money. To be like, no, I'm just shuffling. I'm just
done.
playing.
It's not poker.
You cannot. Yes, it's not poker. Those chips are not there. Now, where you have your money, you have to put your money to the rail. Okay, keep your money close to you, close to the rail. Also, limit your stacks. Don't build a fortress. There's a couple of reasons for that, okay? Because you'll see people, I used to know a lady, and she would sit on third base and get a bunch of red, and she would start building a fortress, you know what I mean? And then, she was a bit older. Not saying this happens only to older people, but she would forget how much money she had because she had a fortress instead of stacks of chips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she would always be like, well, not always, but a few times someone stole my stack. And I'm like, no, that's your door to your fortress. And, you'd have to work it through with her. If you just had keep it as there's stacks of chips, manage your money. You don't need to build a castle. You don't need to. Now, people like to shuffle. I do. I shuffle. Put two stacks aside. Shuffle those chips. Try not to make too much noise. If you're one of these clickety shufflers, don't shuffle. Don't shuffle. It annoys the hell out of everybody. If you're making all this noise with your chips constantly, it's just like if someone were to rat on your door.
Yeah.
Remember, it's not just, you're not the center of the universe. There are other people trying to have fun and they're trying to get drunk and throw up just like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying?
See?
And if you're there distracting us from our delusions,
We'll throw up on you.
We'll throw up on you. So come with some knowledge of the game. Come with some basic idea of what you need to do. And really a part of etiquette on the blackjack game, Pai Gow game, is just to know how to handle the cards.
Yeah.
And ask, hey, can I touch it with two hands? And they'll say no. I know Pai Gow players that sit down. This will work different for casino. And they'll be like, what do you have? What do you have? You can't. Yeah, you have your hand.
Yeah.
Not what they, you know what I mean? They'll be like, what's going on? Or they'll come with a whole group and everyone's showing everybody their cards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not how it's supposed to work. You follow? Okay. So there are some basic rules. It's always good to know the basic rules of the game. Because you will also get in trouble not understanding how to hit or how to stay, what kind of hand signals. If you're giving the wrong signals and you're saying hi, and they're like, hi, stay on an 8, you know what I mean? Then you're kind of screwing yourself, and it's silly. The casino will love you, by the way. They run over and give that lady a buffet. I say lady, it can be a guy. But, casino loves free money.
Yeah.
But here at
throwing it
Casino
away.
Quest, we're not about that. We want you to earn. We want you to create opportunity. We want you to win as much
Walk
as you
into
can.
that casino and know exactly how you're going to be playing.
That's right.
That's it.
Okay, so the other thing is casinos have rules on playing more than one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can't just go out and just start playing more than one hand.
Yes.
Okay, some casinos require you to bet double the minimum table.
Yeah.
So if the table's a $10 table, you then have to bet 20 on both hands in order for you to have both hands, right? Now, I will say this. I used to love betting two hands, okay? Casinos will raise the stakes, by the way, especially as the tables go up and the place gets busier. When I used to work on a boat, and there was only so many seats. You couldn't play two hands. Once we got to certain occupancy, there were no two-hand players. We wanted everybody to have a seat and be able to play. You know what I mean? Or if you just had a ton of money, then your ass is the biggest one to be kissed.
There you go.
And everyone else could sit in the, you know what I mean, in the gift shop and suck it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just how it works. But just know that there are rules to this. It's just not, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, also there's, minimums and maximums when it comes to, the side bets. And again, all you have to do is ask, All right. Anything else? What do you got on Blackjack?
Blackjack, I mean, other than that, obviously basic, it's good to have any ounce of information you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play 6 to 5. If it's free bet and it's pushing on 22, probably don't play it. Things like this. It's kind of things you want to try and research before playing.
Less
but,
etiquette, more tips.
Yeah.
More gaming tips.
Yes.
Nick tries to give it away, dude.
Yeah.
He gives it away.
Oh, yeah.
No basic strategy, I would say, just because other players do get mad if you don't know it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a little bit of research.
We know the lady, the story. So if you're sitting on any of the bases, first to third base, the beginning or the end of the table, or in the middle, if you take the wrong cards, people do get upset. If you like playing willy-nilly, if you're coming up with your own damn strategy, like no bust blackjack, play by yourself.
Find an
Literally.
empty table.
Play on
please.
an empty table,
Yes.
Play that out by yourself, because it will piss people off, dude.
It will.
If they see that you're, especially if it's face up.
Yeah.
Like if it's face down and, you could be like,
A little reckless, but
a little reckless.
Face
but
up.
if face up, man,
Yeah.
they can see just how morbid your system is.
Yeah,
People are gonna be irritated.
Yeah.
I did have a lady, swear to God, follow me to my car, literally yelling at me as I hit the stairs. And it was only a couple hands that I screwed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like according to her.
Only a couple
Only a
hands.
couple.
I mean, but she
20.
was playing a lot of money, and she called me a poor bastard. You know what I mean? Like, why am I playing at the casino but don't have any money? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what kind of rudeness is that? All right. So, by the way, on the rail, you're only allowed to have your chips, smokes.
Yeah.
Most places can't have a phone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put your jacket on there. You can't have diaper duty. And yet, yeah, that should go without saying, dude.
Diapers.
Changing diapers. I've had people pull out. I had a woman one time,
Yeah.
feeding her kid, tried
Oh.
to for a
Ooh.
minute, and because she was under the impression that if they were too young, it didn't matter. We're like, lady, it's 21 and older. And she just, you know what I mean? She just went right to it, dude.
Huh.
Went right. She did pull her seat aside. You know what I mean?
Huh.
So she was like, the kid couldn't see the table, but you really can't bring your kid
None.
to just, you know what I mean? There's other places for that. All right. Okay, what else?
Blackjack, I think that's pretty much.
Oh,
it,
you can't reach in front of the
You can't pass the
circles.
insurance line.
Yeah.
Can't pass the insurance line. That's considered under. Just ask. Don't grab your money. Don't touch your money until it's paid. Sometimes it's a good idea just to leave it there, wait, let everybody collect their money. You cannot reach in front of your money. You cannot reach out onto the insurance line, past the insurance line. So you're coloring up. That happens a lot, by the way. Someone will throw in checks to color up, and they'll reach in there. Those are mine. I'm
Yeah.
going to get them. No. It has to be approved for a supervisor. There's an alert that has to happen, and then the dealer will pass off your chip. So wait a second. Give it a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other real last thing about any table game is put your damn seat back. Once you leave, just move your seat back. You know what I mean? So it's ready for the next person.
Don't leave
But
it out
anyways,
in the open.
go ahead. What do you got?
I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say?
One thing I was gonna say is,
Yes.
if you happen to have a blackjack strategy card, try not to hide any bets with the card. Some players will have it out onto the table, wave it over their bets. Don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Please don't.
Once one card is out, you can't touch any chips.
Yeah, once the
You're
card is
out.
started, because then
And
it's,
if you're doubling down and you have a big stack of like reds or any color, you also can't break it down and see how much. You just gotta ask the dealer.
yeah, let the dealer touch your chips. Don't touch yourself
Yeah.
while
no
you're
self-touch.
playing. No touch.
That's
no
why the
self-touch.
dealers are there.
Yeah, dealers will run it down. They'll take care of it. Just leave it to them. Just ask them, what do I got there? You know what I mean? Simple as that. All right. Let's get to the biggie. Are you ready? Well, we're going to do roulette really quick. There's a few protocols on roulette, okay? So not everybody sits up at the top where I like to sit playing lazy man's roulette, okay, by the wheel. You can bet the 000, okay? Just know that line, what is it, between the second and third dozen is the courtesy bet. That's the 000.
Yep.
You can always ask the dealer to make a bet for you so you don't have to reach around. Because believe it or not, on roulette, reach arounds are not the thing you want to do.
Yeah.
Anywhere else,
Maybe
it's
not
fine.
live on the roulette table.
But you know, if you have to crawl over someone else to make a bet, it's not a thing. You know what I mean? Stay on your seat. Dealer will typically help you or move a bet. Again, this is not one of those things. Players aren't there to make your bets for you. Okay, so getting players engaged is not always a positive thing. Just let your dealer help you however you can. Man, people go to town on roulette and take up a position. If you need to bet the whole damn board, make sure you can sit at a roulette table. You can bet the whole board. Don't sit at the ends or by the wheel because you won't be able to do that. Sit like where Alex likes to sit so he can get his arms out and get really touchy-feely and get all the bets in there. And yeah, I mean, there's probably a few more things I'm missing on roulette.
Roulette, one big thing is wait for every player to get paid before, and then once they get paid and this gets lifted, the little roulette dolly, that's when you pick up your chips. Don't pick it up early. If you hit $100 red and then there's 14 other players that still need to get paid, you have to leave that 100 there on the red.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Again, with roulette, okay. Roulette, it should go without saying that, you know, you wait for everybody to get paid. If you're buying it on the table, wait for there to be a pause in the game where people are betting, put your money out, and then the dealer will help you. Okay, ready?
Before you transition, we'll jump into the last thing in just a second. But Boat Job 1 gave us $10.
Thank you.
Said, hi guys, it's Benjamin Dover from Panama. I ended up stopping by twice in July. Love you guys.
I remember you, sir. Panama, fantastic.
He said, thank you for all the fun.
Yep, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Love Panama. Okay. All right, we're gonna get to craps. You ready?
Sweet.
We're gonna do. Oh god, this is gonna be. We're gonna try to get out of here. These poor guys. All right, ready? We're gonna get this done. By the way, this could be a 3-hour, 4-hour podcast. It just guys, holy folks. We only got like 15 minutes. Craps is the last big part of it. That's the juicy one. Everybody wants to know. So I'm gonna repeat a couple things. First, when you belly up to a table, okay, look for the empty rack. Okay, not the empty person.
Yeah.
Okay, people will go to the chips, not the rack. If there's a rack open, that usually means there's a space available, but not necessarily. Some casinos limit how many people can be on the side of a table. So don't be nervous if the dealer says, "Hey, excuse me, but there's only 6 people on this side," because that's happened.
Yeah.
Especially with COVID and some of the dealers really suck. And you know, more than 6 people is a bridge too far kind of thing. So it is what it is. A big shortage of crap deals. Come down to CEG Dealer. Let's go learn how to deal with dice, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not QVC. Anyways, so always look for the empty rack. Next thing is, you can belly up to the game. Do not buy in until the puck is off.
Please don't.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It pisses everybody off. Now, casino could care less, dude, for the most part. The problem, though, is if you throw your money out there, and it, you know, even chips especially, and you're looking for check change, it can be confused for lots of things. So what I would tell you is this. Whenever you put cash on a table, put it on the apron or in the cum. Don't leave it in the field. And make sure to declare it change only. Even you as a player. Now, the dealer will probably or should actually say change only. There are not a lot of casinos that allow cash to play on a table. There are some, okay? So sometimes if you put all your money out on the table, it's in the field.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of a flip and roll, and in 8 rolls, okay,
bye-bye. There goes the buy-in.
that could be tough. Now, for 12 rolls, that's exactly what you meant to do.
Yeah.
That was exactly, that wasn't
Triple it
changed.
up,
That was
real
a
easy.
field bet, I promise. As God is my witness, that was a field bet. But if you just put the money on the apron every time, like literally on the apron is the area behind the pass line, from the pass line, the last line of the pass line to the rail, to where you're at, either the mirror or the bumper. That's the apron of the table. And if you always put your money there, even checks now, then you won't have a problem. As a dealer, I want you to put your money in the cum because I don't want to bend over so far.
It's a long
I
reach.
happen not to be 6 feet.
Yeah.
I'm only 5'11".
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm much shorter. I got to stand on a box to get to the other side. So sometimes for me, reaching the money, I don't want to reach so far, and so I'll ask you, please, can you move forward? But for the love of God, And we talk about this a lot within the craps community. The number of people that try to throw their money down and interact with the game in the middle of a hand is absurd. You would think
It's no good.
even people that know the game will do
We'll
that.
still do it.
Yeah. So wait for the puck to be off. It doesn't need to be the next shooter, just the next hand. Let the hand roll its way out. You know, so here's what really happens. Everybody starts making a lot of noise. Numbers are being rolled. People are getting excited. So people run over and want to buy in the middle of the damn hand. And
catch it.
you can't blame them.
Yeah.
It just sucks for everybody else.
Yeah.
And if a 7 comes while you're doing this, you
You're
know,
the
you
guy.
might get a wedgie in the parking lot
Yeah.
later. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It might
Everyone's
go
got a
bad for you.
target on you.
Yeah,
for sure.
you got a big target. Everyone's
Yeah.
gonna hate you. You're gonna feel bad. It's just worth it. Just wait. You know
I
what
don't think
mean?
they feel bad. I think they just
They wedge you
"Eh."
in a parking lot and call it a day. An adult wedgie, dude.
Yeah.
That wouldn't go well. You know what I mean? That wouldn't go well from someone. All right. All right. So we're gonna buy in now. The next part about it is remember where you are on a table. Okay. You're not the only person on a table. Okay. There are positions on a table that the crap player uses to keep everything straight. Okay. So the very first time you interact with the game, all right, if you don't know anything or you're a new player, you don't have to know all this stuff. There's a dealer there, hopefully, to keep track of what's going on. Now, understandably, again, dealers at different levels. You know what I mean? Dealers at different levels, so I can't account for everything. But if you're told to wait a second, don't take it personally. The dealer is literally just trying to put you in a queue in sort of the order that it is around the table. And it's not always like, hey, I'm the first person to put my bet down. If you're in like the hook position or 4th or 5th position, the dealer may want to get the first person who is next to the stick first. And so when I'm a dealer, I get everybody in a line. I want to train everybody to come down in order that they are around the table. But that way I can keep everything straight.
Yeah.
If you ever
No
wonder,
mistakes.
how does a dealer keep everything straight? Well, there's positions on the table. And a good dealer will get everybody in the line, so it's very efficient. I got number 1, this is number 1's bet. Number 2, this is number 2's bet. So I put everybody in order. Okay, I don't mean to like. It's not like waiting at Starbucks. Like you're the next person in line. I want my damn coffee. You're on a crap table. Okay, I'm not paying off in Starbucks. You know what I mean? In coffees, I'm paying bets with money.
Yeah.
You follow? And in order to keep it straight and follow the order of operations, I have to do everything 1 to 8. All right. By the way, there are dealers that don't follow this kind of methodology, and I feel like it's not the way to go. It makes the game more complicated. I feel like if all my players are in the same queue and everybody knows when to put down the money, it just makes everying so easy. Like, there's a good flow to the
follow
game.
along.
People
Yeah.
follow. Yep. I can keep track of everybody, keep the money. Okay. Now, would you have anything to add to this?
I know there was one thing that we didn't talk about for anybody that's brand new to gambling. Set your cash onto the table. Don't hand your money directly to the dealer.
Oh, good.
And that works for every game. That works for every game. I
That
don't know
does.
if we
You
brought
can't
it
go
up
hand to
already.
hand. That's
Yes.
one of the cardinal rules.
Don't do it.
The dealer can't take it. Some casinos allow the dealer to fist bump for that social media picture.
Yeah.
Hello. But typically, you cannot touch a dealer. The dealer cannot touch you. So you have to put things down. And then even if it's like a business card or, by the way, that's another thing. Business cards should go to the floor supervisor, not to the dealer. They can't put that in their pocket.
Yeah.
It looks weird. You know what I mean? There's a takeaway. All right. Anything else? Do we have any questions? Because we're going to move on to the rest of the dice stuff real quick.
Robert L. says, what is the rule about taking chips of the table?
Taking chips off the table?
He said of, but I think he meant off.
Yeah. So here's what I will tell you, by the way. That's actually a really great question, okay? Because I get asked this a lot. Some casinos want you to color up when you're done playing.
Yeah.
They do not like coloring you up in the middle of a roll. I think personally that sucks. Okay, because I like to manage my money in the rack, and when I get to plus 500,000, I want to color it up, put it there, and that's my to-go money.
Yeah.
But guess what? The casino also knows it's your to-go money. You know what I mean? And they don't want you to go. They want you to stay.
Yeah.
You follow?
Yeah.
Did you like how I did that, buddy? You see that segue there?
Right.
So casinos, so a lot of boxmen will be like, hey, well, wait till you're done. You'll put all your money in there, but like, I just want to color up this money here. And they'll be like, no, sir, we got to wait till you're done.
Wait. Yeah.
Suck it, wait till I'm done. I want my color right now. I never understood that. I would always push back. If I had a boxman that was like that, I would push back at that. But here's the thing. Floor supervisors and box people are just as lazy as the rest of us, okay? And if you start taking checks off the game and walking with them, then they ultimately have to get a fill. They have to replace the checks that are on the table. And let me tell you, Floor supervisors, box people do not like to write up bills. It's a real pain in the ass. And if you ever want to see a game really interrupted, it's when they need a lot of chips. They have to refill the bank. You know what I mean? And so the game has to stop, and then they're counting down the chips. And if you're in the middle of a hot roll, that's the last thing you want.
Yes.
Which, by the way, that's when that happens, because all the chips end up in the rail, and unless you have really good dealers that are coloring up those bets, everyone's gonna be strung out in color. And next thing you know, they got no red to pay anybody, and so they got to get a fill on red, and that interrupts the roll. So it's this compounded thing. I will say this. I personally would much rather people color up and keep those checks in the game so that you don't have to interrupt the roll. I think that would be great etiquette, especially from the casino's perspective. I color up people all day. They want to walk home with their purple. Let them walk home with their purple. What the hell do I care? They won the money. I mean, you gotta let people win. We don't have to squeeze everybody out of every single cent. You follow? So as far as taking the checks off the table, it is considered rude to walk with chips. By the way, if you're at a blackjack table, especially, color up the checks before you go to the next table. If you're in the middle of playing though, and you're playing between a couple tables, which I used to do all the time, I need those chips. I want to move them over. I don't want to have to wait, get colored up, and then check change the other table. I want to just play and play. You follow? So if you're straddling two games, I would say it's not a big deal, and the casino doesn't mind because you're going for one table, but they're gonna have to. It's going to suck for the floor supervisor because they're going to have to get a fill and then maybe a credit, that kind of thing. But what are you going to do? I don't want to color up and then check change. I want to bet. So I used to straddle a game and play third and first base. And I would bet one, then I would but I used to play quite a bit when I was at Harris, back when Harris was Holiday, sir. The Holiday. Remember the Holiday Casino back on the Strip a long time ago, 1991-ish? I don't know, give or take. And so I would straddle both games. I'd play 100, then I would go 100, you know what I mean? And they wouldn't color me up. But it is considered generally rude to the dealer to not give those checks, to just walk off. If you're ending your play, let the dealer, even if it's 200 in green, and you're going to the cage, give it to the dealer so they can color it up. Because imagine, if they're doing that all day long, they're going to have to get a fill on that damn table, and nobody wants to do a fill. Yeah. Especially dealers, supervisors, this kind of thing. All right, ready? All right, anything else, sir? Can I move on?
You can move on.
Okay, here's one. All right. So a few of the basic etiquette things as far as the dice go and as far as interacting with a game on a crap table is you can only use one hand for the dice. The dice have to stay over the table. You cannot move the dice between your hands. And by the way, you can't have people blow on your dice anymore, dude. Because that's considered,
gross,
you know what I mean,
nasty.
Death, and you might kill somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It might be, death by dice.
Yeah.
Although that wouldn't be a bad way for me to go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you don't be blowing on the dice. Now, one interesting thing I would tell you that is a good etiquette is, let's say you have a significant other, you feel like they're a lucky shooter, you can let them step in and shoot for you. It's not a problem. Okay, you just can't expect to shoot as well.
Yeah.
You get one spot. So if you have someone that wants to shoot up, you have a lucky lady with you, a lucky guy, whatever the case is, you can have them step into your place and shoot the dice. That's perfectly fine. We would much rather have the lucky person rolling the dice than you if you don't feel like you're lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Then it goes without saying, as far as betting the don'ts, be a sneaky don't player, dude. Don't be yelling for everybody to lose their damn money because it really pisses people off. You never want to talk about the 7. You don't even want to say the word of the game. It's a big red, the bad number.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex. That's true. That is true. All right, so you want to just keep it to yourself. Bet however you want to bet. Now, when it comes to making your bets, so anytime you get paid, obviously that money should go in the rail. You shouldn't have any obstructions on the table. Okay, keep your stacks clean. There are a lot of people who like shooting the dice. They'll find a target zone, and they don't want your stuff in the middle of their target zone. And if someone asks you to move your odds over, it's not a big deal. But the caveat to that is, please, for the love of God, bet in front of you. Don't bet because it's lucky. Don't be on one corner trying to bet the other side of the field. People aim for those circles in the field, even if they're way the hell over there. It's really difficult for the dealer to keep track of your stuff. Just because you find a spot on the table that's lucky for you, it's not a thing, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta bet in front of you. If the lights go out, that way you can. We always say if the lights go out, you can grab your money. It's that close. But realistically, dealers are gonna be really annoyed. It's so hard to keep track of your stuff if you don't bet in front of you.
Yeah.
You follow?
It's hard to keep
if you
players.
try to move it over and you're like, oh no, I'm lucky on the 2. No one's lucky on the 2. Get over it. Put your money in front of you.
Keep it in a line.
Keep it in a line. Keep it in a straight line. You know, when it comes to come bets or field bets, just bet where the dealer tells you to bet. Okay, ready? What else you got?
Shoot. I mean,
I'm almost done. I only have a few more. You ready?
Only a couple? Yeah.
Can you imagine? I have all of these.
Dude.
All right.
Just keep running them out.
Next one is this. If you're someone that wants to bet a strategy and you don't know how that strategy works, don't play that flipping strategy. You know, here's the interesting thing about YouTube. There's a lot of people out there, some really good YouTube channels who know the bets really well. And then there's some other ones that are wholly funky dokey, you know what I mean? All sorts of weird stuff going on. And let me tell you, dealers hate that crap because now there's no opportunity to win. You got 8 hedge bets and 3 different ways to backward. I had this guy betting 96 across, okay? Every time a number hit, he would take the first 2 units of that number and he would bet it in the DC. And then he'd take the 1 unit and bet it on the the front side. And then at some point he would come down on the odd, just
Yeah.
So tell us what you want. Even he didn't know what units to go to. You know what I mean? So if you don't know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't care to know.
Yeah.
I want you not to win,
yeah.
not to play. I'm literally tapped out.
Yeah.
So if you have this wonky system and you want us to figure it out for you, that's not good etiquette, man. It just slows up the game. It makes it harder. Dice dealers are not created equal. There are different levels of the game. Some are starting, some have been in the game for a long time. And quite honestly, if you do have some complicated system, it's your money, God bless you, but know what the hell it works. Don't expect us to have to figure it out for you. Know the units, come with some knowledge, some education. All right. Are you ready?
Let me go through this. Someone asks,
yes.
What if you throw the dice and it happens to hit another player? That's not your fault. It's their fault. Etiquette is keep your hands out the tub, which
Yes.
Snapper later says.
That's a great one. Keep your hands out of the damn table when someone's shooting the dice. By the way, if you're one of that person that likes to sit by the dealer, I'm going to say this. So the one thing that used to irritate the crap out of me was the DC player that would sit there right next to the dealer with his hands over the DC box, hands always over the side. Dude, get over yourself. Put your hands back. The dice are coming. I get it. You're playing the don'ts, and you would love it if the dice hit you by accident and fell in a 7, because that's the kind of B you are. You know what I'm saying? But move your hands back. Let everybody have fun and engage. If your hands are over and they're asking you to please move your hands, I've had someone really argue, get into a fight with a floor supervisor over the flipping hands things. It seems like such an easy thing. You should not have your hands over the table. Dealers as well, by the way, that are on the base, if your hands are there, it makes it difficult to pay bets. You know what I mean? So I would always have to do this weird scrunchy thing, and this one guy, you know what I mean? And by the way, if it goes without saying, if you're bleeding on the table, step back. I love a guy.
Yeah.
Because I used to have a guy who just started bleeding. Anyway, all right, what else you got?
Oof.
Someone said, does the shooter for you apply to the 30-year-old challenge? Yes, you can bring your own designated shooter if you like.
Yeah, 100%.
And then Greg gave us a $2 super chat. Says, why in TVs/movies does the table celebrate on a 7? I think it's just people don't know the game. Pass line winner 7
They don't
type
know the
of thing.
game. By the way, they're always blowing. They're always doing these wind-ups. You can't wind up with the dice, dude. They'll tell you, the movies is not a thing. Because people only know 7, so they very rarely come out on a point and win on the point. They just show 7. Sometimes they'll throw 11. But in most cases, they just don't know. You can't wind up. You can't go like this. You know what I mean, with the dice. One hand, and it has to be open-handed. You have to open your hands and let them see.
Keep it gentle. Yeah, no hard tosses either. You don't
Yeah,
have to kill
no
anybody.
hard tosses.
Yeah.
Keep it low on the game. By the way, don't throw chips at the dealers. You go underhand. Learn how to throw chips into the thing. If you can't figure that out, just put them down the come. Tell the dealer what you want to do with them. No need to whip them or talk profanity.
Give it a little twist.
Give it a little twist. That's one thing. Chasing your chips all over the game is not always welcome.
It's irritating.
You're gonna make a mistake, and even I do, where they go spinning. But for the most part, if you can't seem to get it where you can throw it in, just set them in the come. Tell the dealer what you want. They'll be happy to help you with that bet.
Yeah.
No
just
traveler's
talk,
checks,
communicate.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, no traveler's checks. And again, just ask, talk to your dealer, tell them what you want to do, and they'll be more than happy to help you with that. All right, I'm sorry to get to everything. There's so much etiquette to this game. There really is. Don't jump shooters. So if you're not next in line, you're not next in line. If I'm on the stick, I'm passing you. So there would be people that would shoot and run over to the other side so they could shoot again. It's not a thing, dude. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. People wait in line. They're waiting at the table. They're waiting their turn to become the 6 shooter. You should be mindful of that, respectful of that. Talk to the dealers. Be patient. Dealers aren't brainiacs. Especially if you're getting up into some weird presses. Work with them. They're not gonna help them out. Don't assume that because they're a dealer they know more than you. You might know more than them. Just help them out with help them out. Talk to them. All right, I think that's the crux of it. Is there anything else?
No.
Can we give away the hat?
Alan Toy is out. Oh, whoa. Actually, I lied because we just got a $100 super chat.
Oh, yeah, really?
Kimo Subway gave us a $100 super chat.
Hey.
Wow.
It says, aloha, brothers.
Thank you.
Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Any word on the hot tub, Alex's hot tub stream?
Oh, my God. Here is the word, is the bird, is the word. You know what? That's all him, dude. He is getting the hot tub. It's already been budgeted. Oh. Because he raised the money. He's got to literally do a hot tub stream on Twitch.
You're not going to make an appearance?
Oh,
with the chaps?
hell no.
The chaps.
Listen here, buddy. I got to get in some ridiculous shape, okay? And at my age, it's not the easiest thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those chaps are going to be...
I think the chaps will make it all worth it, though.
Oh, God.
That's it.
Not for anybody alive. Let's just say that. All right, what else you got? By the way, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Yes.
Coin pusher Alan Toy says,
Yes.
I thought you're not supposed to toss chips at the dealer for prop box, but we toss it and they catch it. Well, they're not supposed to catch it, but you can
they're not
toss the
supposed
chips.
to catch it in the air, but you are supposed to. But you should do an underhand toss and flick them. Learn how to flick them. Again, if you can't do that well, just put it in the cum and let the dealer take it away from you. All right. I think we're at the end of this glorious podcast. By the way, I think that was a lot of really good information. I think people enjoy this. That is Etiquette on a Table. We may go into fine tune the more of the table game interactions, but I think next week, by the way, we're gonna get into strategy. I'm gonna do a strategy conversation. We're gonna have some really deep, from a dealer perspective, strategy. I've been doing the dice with David. We've had quite a few people come in. Every time we get a new strategy online, there seems to be more interest. But what I'd like to do is get past a lot of the nonsense and get to the meat and potatoes kind of thing, the things that I have seen work in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about opportunity. We're going to talk about strategy. But that's next Tuesday here at 6 p.m. I can't give away the hat yet.
Only 149 likes.
Bastards. Only 140. Not enough people.
You can try again next week.
We'll get the TikTok audience in here.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on.
All right. See you guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We'll see you soon. We're off to Keno to unwind
Oh, snap. No, we're not.
at Resorts World. Yes, we are. Take care, guys.
See you
Bye.
guys.